have to be here. But there are reasons which are a little more pertinent than just the book and just a launch of the fact that she's designing houses and restaurants and hotels, and except my rooms in my house, she's designing everything else around the world. But still, I'm a forgiving person. Magnanimous Bahar. So I will take that. But having said that, the book does contain a few things that I would like to mention, even though it may sound strange because she's my wife and we've been married to each other for over 30 years, and it becomes the duty of a husband to talk like this, but only as an individual, because me and Gauri have known each other. She was 14, I was 18, and we've known each other for years. And sometimes when you know each other for very many years, a sense of appreciation for each other's work starts diminishing because you take it for granted. I've been doing what I do for a long time, and Gauri has played her part in the best way possible. We've raised 3 beautiful children. She's been a wife of a movie star who became extremely popular because of the grace of God and people like Suhana. But there was a passion she always had. There was a sense of creativity. There's a little mediocre sense of creativity in our whole family, even the little 10-year-old. We do dabble with paints, we do think we can do a little bit of music, little. Not outstanding. And Gauri was also part of the journey, that she's always been a little creative about things, how she would do a space, or do a little drawing, or a painting. And I think for about 25 years of her married life, or at least 23, 24 years of her married life, we were just so busy settling down in Mumbai, and this overwhelming response we got from the profession that I'm in, just to deal with it and lead a normal life, bring up children, that she never realized that there was an aspect of hers which needed to have some kind of life, some kind of, give vent to it. This book, I think, stands for all that. It doesn't make a difference to all the youngsters, all the people who miss out on a dream of their life to be creative. You can start at any age. I think Gauri started in mid-40s. What you're telling me? She's 37 now. In our family, we age backwards. So yes, at 40 she started doing this. At a time when I even told her that, listen, should I be helpful? I have some friends, we can talk to them. And she said no. She started a small 10 feet by 10, 20 feet shop somewhere down in Aryan, Gauri. And she worked it all out on her own and continued doing what she does. And when I asked her now, years later, because she is genuinely the busiest person in the house now, compared to me, my son, my daughter, and the little one, and my sister. And I'm like, what are you doing the whole day? And why do you keep doing so much work? And she says, because it satisfies me. And I think this book stands for that. That you follow your dreams, what satisfies you. The material end of it all is not so important. We have dinners at home, which is, we don't have any choice in that. We all have to have dinner together. And on those dinners, we discuss how was your day at work. And at the end of the dinner, the discussion is, it was a satisfying day. Because she believes a satisfying day is a happy day. And at whatever stage, whatever age you are trying to follow your dream, at the end of it all, it's very important to follow that. Is what we've learned from Gauri. And I hope everyone who reads this book, of course it's got lovely designs, it's got pictures of the family, it's got some stuff written in it which I don't understand at all. But it can augur well for people who feel that the dreams are past and they can come back to it and try it at any age without any formal education, which she could not get because she got married very early, but still make something come out of it which makes you satisfied. So thank you, Gauri, for giving us this mantra of success to the family. Thank you. Ashwarya, and thank you everyone at Penguin, and thank you all of you for coming here and be part of this. I'm extremely happy and I'm extremely satisfied that I'm here when she's launching this. Thank you very much.
Well, we now talk a little bit more with Shahrukh and Gauri about the book. Or you've been designing, homes and spaces for some years now.
Say that, when we bought the house we live in now, it was way beyond our means. And being from Delhi, one was used to living in bungalows. One did not realize that Mumbai has a whole system where apartments are even more expensive and bigger, but we are not used to it. Not because I was very well off, it's just that everybody in Delhi seemed to have a bungalow. And we come from there, and we used to live actually to the house next to Raj, right here in Delhi. And which was my director's house. He lent it to us and said, you stay here as long as you're making films. So we had not too much money. So whenever as soon as we mustered up some money, we said, we want to buy this bungalow. And it was way beyond our means. But we managed to buy it, which was one thing. And then we had to rebuild it because it was quite dilapidated and kind of broken. And then we didn't have money to furnish it. And of course we called one designer. The lunch that he served us, telling us how he designed this house, was way more than the salary I used to earn in a month. And we're like, this guy's going to charge a lot. So how do we do this house now? We bought it, what do we do with this? And then the only person to turn was, I said, listen Gauri, you have little artistic talent. Why don't you become the designer of the house? So actually Mannat started like that. So whatever little monies we earned over years, we kept on buying small things. I remember we had gone down once even to South Africa, I think, and we had little money and we bought the leather for the sofa that we put them on. And all those small things we used to buy, in that time when we traveled abroad, I think you got £100 or some amount of money that you were allowed to carry from India. So it was taken only to buy a decoration piece. So it took us a while, and I think that training ground is what actually made her start designing. But Mannat is, if I may say, a little big. And then, for her to start doing something at such a young age, not realizing without a design, I think that kind of helped her also to learn. And, from one thing to the other, she kept on designing stuff. And for me, it's very nice that, I don't have to look for another designer. I can scream and shout at her, this is not nice, you should change this and all, which I've never done. I'm just joking. I just wanted to say it in public. And, it's just easier to discuss what we want. Because I also have a thing that things should be clean and nice. So I think she started with that whole aspect, and then she's gone on to design any and everything that we buy now. So, yeah.
So what is your favorite space in Mannat? Where you like to hang out?
Contrary to popular belief that I spend a lot of time in the bathroom, I do like my library the most. There's a section of the house which is kind of my office, which doesn't have any electronics, and it's a library which I just like sitting in. It's been long since I've read the books in it, but it just feels very intellectual and smart. A lot of people get fooled when they walk in and they say, oh my God, you read them all? Yeah, 70% of them.
Well, the book has actually, a lot of different things like I was mentioning in my introduction as well, from technical aspects, textures, colors, lighting, to so many other things that you talk about in terms of your projects and people you work with along the way. So tell us a little bit about, the contents of the book.
The best part of the book, I would say, is the family pictures we've done together. To get all of them under one roof, the kids. It was easier to get Aryan's, Shahrukh's date. We were just waiting for Aryan's date all the time. Like, when is he going to give me time? And when is AbRam going to give me time to get this one picture together? So that's what I really enjoyed, apart from design.
And I believe you did that twice.
Yes.
Because there was one photo shoot then before the pandemic, and then there was a little bit of gap because, there was the pandemic. And Gauri said, but he looks very different now. He's grown up.
Yeah.
So we have to shoot again.
You had to do that. Of course.
I thought you were reverse aging.
She's talking about AbRam.
Growing up.
He's grown up now. It's still on the photo shoot.
Yeah, so the book has some of my favorite projects which I've been working on for so many years. And I recently did this show which transforms homes within 5 days. And it was a unique concept, and we really enjoyed, putting that show together. So I've spoken about that and shared some beautiful images. Recently, we've also done some product design for accessories, and we have put that on Tata Cake. That has been like one of my most exciting ventures lately.
Suhail is very happy with it. On Tata Cake, I'm
Yes.
one person.
So,
I'm better looking than you. He looks through everything. Who needs talent but
yeah, so, yeah, and of course, most exciting was Shahrukh's forward in the book, which I think
it's great. I mean, it's you, it's different, it's revealing, but it's also fun to read.
and the book has a lot of, it's very, we made it, it's lots of images, lots of fun photographs of the kids, and apart from design, because it's about my life in design. It's about me refurbishing my homes, my Delhi home, the home in Bombay, French's office. So it's about my life in design. So it was very important to have Shahrukh and the children a part of this book, a part of this journey, so I'm really excited to see how it's come up, and it's really good.
So we have copies here for all of you. If you want to get a copy and actually read the book, please go ahead and have a copy at the back. But before we close, I wanted to ask you about a challenging project perhaps that you worked on, if you still remember.
Yeah, so every project is dear to a designer, and we make sure that when you're working on something, whether big or small, whether it's one room or it's 50,000 square feet, each project has challenges, and we have to give it our best. But working through so many years, again I would go back to Red Chilies, which is Shahrukh's project. He's a tough one to crack, I would say, because the team is always struggling to get his approval, because he may come up with a better design at all times. So that was the challenge. Apart from Red Chilies being, has various verticals, whether it's the KKR office or is it the production, which is there, or the television, the film department. So many spaces all under one roof, to put that all together.
See, on each person there, it's a different category. Cricket is different, sports is different, visual effects is different, production is different, directors' rooms are different, editing suites are different. Now I think even we have some television aspects also happening there. It's a different set of crowd. They may seem more related to entertainment, but they're all